Who'd win that?
Sorry, I was
I'd bet
busy.
on Weber.
South has a reach, but
Weber's
we've got a bigger chip on
tenacious.
his shoulder.
Benches clearing brawl, Jesus. Oh, man.
We will just open it up for questions.
Oh,
Raise your
right.
hand for the moment.
Excuse me.
Matt, what did they get going offensively after halftime there for the first 10, 12 minutes? Seemed
Yeah.
like you had a hard time keeping on the paint. Just what was anything different? Anything they were doing real well or vice versa?
No, they were just better at what they did. I thought they were great. You know, in the second half, you know, we're very fortunate to have a lead at half with where they dominated us on the glass. And so to be in that position now, like, you know, you try to send the message of going forward, you know, you got to be able to score the basketball, get your defense set. You know, we had some good cracks at it in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the first half, and nothing went our way and everything went their way. But they didn't do anything differently. They just executed better. And, you know, obviously Trent Frazier got going early in the game and was very efficient the whole night. And then Io did a great job of distributing the ball and then, you know, got a couple kill shots there at the end to close the game out. And then Kofi Coburn was great. He was fabulous. And just how physically imposing he was and dominated the glass. He almost had more rebounds than our whole team. So, you know, you've got to give those guys credit. To lose one of their players that, you know, really hurt us at their place, and then to have Georgie in foul trouble in the first half, like, you know, we have a couple things that, you know, should help us, but you got to give them credit. You know, they had a couple guys out, and they played really well. And you know, like I said, I felt like we were very fortunate to be in the position that we were with the way, you know, Illinois rebounded in the first half, and obviously they rebounded that way the whole game.
Matt, why 2 games against Illinois? Why is it tough for your team to really generate consistent offense?
Yeah, you know, we struggle from an offensive standpoint. We haven't struggled as much, you know, at home. But some of those struggles tonight, I think, had a lot to do with Illinois' defense. And if we can't establish some things in the low post and make those plays and get a little bit in transition, you know, now we can't get, it's hard for us to get Sasha involved. I thought they did a good job of staying with Sasha and not getting, you know, attempts from 3. You know, he's been really key for us, especially at home, with the way he shot the basketball. But, you know, we just couldn't get anything going in the low post. And then from there, you know, we're searching for a crew to play good, efficient offense, and we just haven't found that yet.
Coach, back here, can you talk about Trent Frazier's performance tonight? What was he doing so well?
Right.
Obviously making tough shots, but
Yeah.
defensively, what were you telling your guys to just try to slow him down?
Yeah, you know, they put you in a bind. You know, they have good guard play. They have good decision makers. They have good size, dive into the rim. So you're trying your best to not let them get in the paint, but also handle the dive with the big guy, and then being able to still play on good closeouts and not letting him get going. He got one of them on our guy helping the dive to start the game. Then he got one in transition where he just dribbled into a 3. So just a good rhythm, 3-point shooter, and was very efficient. You know, you're not going to see guys take 7 shots and get 21 points. You know, made his free throws and was 5 for 7 from 3. So Trent's a good player, and he has the utmost respect of our staff. You know, even though he doesn't average as much, it wasn't one of those things for us. He's had I think a 25 to 26 point game against us, maybe a little bit more. And so he's a guy that we're staying with. But like, you know, getting 21 points on 7 shots is impressive. You know, we were trying to stay with him.
You've used the word fight a lot about your team this season. Right. Can you use the toughness Illinois obviously plays with as kind of a teaching point for your team at all?
Well, sure. You know, Illinois is tired of losing.
Yeah.
That's the way they played. You know, and there's a lot of guys in that locker room that, you know, have won games for us and been a part of winning teams. But Illinois' fight is so much better than ours. You know, they have a great competitive spirit. They have a physical approach to them, obviously with their 2 interior players, but they got athleticism to go along with that. But you know, even with good athleticism or good quickness or good size, you still have to have a good fight to you. And I thought Illinois' fight, once again, was much better than ours.
I guess to stay on that point, I mean, did you think yours was particularly lacking? I mean, the guys all came in here basically just talking about getting out tough and getting out fought.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's the case of Illinois being at that high
Well,
level because you guys are down?
when you get into that, and that's something that we've been able to do in our program, is that you can steal somebody's spirit. You know, I mean, when you can be efficient on the offensive end, and then, you know, they're getting so many more possessions with their ability to rebound. And so it gets discouraging, and you can't allow it to let you get discouraged. You've got to be above it and have some resolve and fight. And a lot of times that's easier said than done. And, you know, they wore us down tonight. There's no doubt about that. But we gotta be able to respond. You know, we gotta be able to learn from it and respond.
Matt, we've talked a lot these last few weeks just about how hard it is to win on the road, and they came here and did that.
Right.
Holding serve each game. Does that put sort of added pressure on Friday night in regards to getting things turned around and
Well,
getting another home win?
I don't think it's pressure. You know, it's just a basketball game. You know, when it gets down to it. You know, go out and play and have fun. You know, play as hard as you can. And like when somebody comes and competes and plays harder than you, you know, now I've never seen a competitive player or a competitive team when they get beat like this not respond. You know, if you don't respond from this, but also you can take in context, we didn't respond from the first loss in Illinois. So they beat us bad, and we didn't respond from that. So that, you know, you do a lot of soul searching, you know, as a coach, you do a lot of soul searching as an individual player, and then collectively, you know, you got to have that response through your actions. Like you want an answer from me. The answer is Friday at 7 or whenever the hell the game is. You know what I mean? Like I can sit here and answer it all you want. You'd be like, well, he said this. That doesn't matter. It does not matter. It only matters what you do in your actions when you play the next game.
We've also talked a lot this season about how sometimes they play through their ability to put the ball in the basket.
Right.
Did the start of the second half there where they get 4 offensive rebounds, can't put it in, did that kind of set a bad tone for things?
No question. You know, you got to be able to, you know, you got to lead. You know, you got to be able to play and be able to play through some things. But we had some nice looks at the basket to start the half, and then it just, you know, obviously they were making them and we were missing them, and that's a bad recipe.
Dave?
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Matt.
Yep.
Hey, Brandon, it's good. You're all done. Thanks, sir.
Sure.
Me? I didn't want to just walk by. I mean, not even well, or at least we try to do. Speak for yourself.
You bet. My pleasure.
When we guys have a fresh, we just put one out today. We're going to have any of these results. We try to put the record out every Tuesday. We try to put our seedless update every Friday. So that's our routine.
Yeah, especially since, like, it was, they lost the first time in a year or something.
Yeah. We'd love to. We do that tomorrow, as the first ISC Sports Network. Greg Rakestraw has asked us to come down and do a 10-show episode of Southside Graphic College. Nice.
Awesome.
Tomorrow's our first filming of that with 2 students and myself. Nice. We just keep, we're very fortunate. Purdue's been great to us. He's going to Ohio State. I got 2 teams at Illinois to cover. Yeah. Got a few from Purdue.
You know how bad the weather was.
Basketball. But it wasn't before. More than happy to. Yeah.
That was like the day it was like 15 degrees up top.
Excellent. Have a great night.
Yeah.
But it's not as easy to get paid.
Oh.
I look forward to watching that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I gotta go home and make sure the script's all done.
Well,
it's great for our kids.
Is this?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna tune in and we're gonna push it on our end, cause honestly, I mean, your guys' thought process and all that, and then obviously the teaching aspect, we love that stuff. And I know, I didn't know you both guys do too, but honestly, the results speak for themselves. I know last year was a little bit of a newness to it.
On net and everything.
Yeah.
I usually
But
just
process
skip
is still
around
more
with
important,
it,
actually,
then we wanna be
Right.
correct, but.
But I mean, your previous years, I mean, those numbers just spoke for themselves so much, so awesome.
Thank you, we appreciate it, we'll stay in touch
Yep,
too.
very good, awesome.
No, those are perfect socks. Yeah, I have,
In terms of like,
I don't have a picture, but
way
it's,
back in the day, in the nineties, Temple, now you look the way that
at
like.
some point, but it's R2C 3PO. Okay.
That was cool about Lenardi.
Technically
He had a
the
class
child,
a few years
but-
ago online. And I
The,
took
the,
it, he had an
the
offer.
worst is that
but it
John
was
Favreau and
so
George Lucas
personal.
know his
It was like
name,
25
and they won't release it.
Cell phone, talking, everything.
Yes, he's like two.
He's in the phone
Yeah.
throughout me. Like,
Honestly, I'm really glad they made Marvel, because now it's like a good reason for like why Yoda fled,
very
so he wouldn't have to pay for child support.
I think he's too busy now to do it, but it was a very good learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yoda and.
Yeah, good meeting you.
I mean,
See
he's
you
dead
around.
at this point.
Star Wars. Is anyone ever really dead in Star Wars?
Yes.
The column is due tomorrow, right? Sick. Yeah. Yeah, in terms of the sites, say it again.
First half was really good, and it's like, I got the dunk, like I got a bunch of other cool shots. Like my favorite so far is one, it's one of the players is going off a pick, and you can see the defender reaching after him. And then the second half, it's like, I have photos.
Yeah, I guess, I think part of it was also the gameplay in terms of like we didn't do as well.
Yeah, as soon as like, they're not making their shots, and like, they're getting beat on defense, and like the energy just dies away, it's like, not fun, photos aren't good. At that point, it's like, wrap it up, please. But, oh well. Friday is better.
Yeah.
Back to back, go. Yeah, I just got it.
See you.
See ya.
Okay, they're decent.
Did Virginia ever explain what she wanted to know about Dallas?
I think she was just curious, so, yeah.
Normal Virginia. You're editing. I'll have fun with your captioning.
Thank you.
I'll see you later.
Have a nice walk home.
I will. It's like 25 degrees out. It's great. Could be way worse.
Arms, Trillium. Yeah, I got those three. So you don't want to do something crazy, deep athletic.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. 40. Okay.
expecting that. Wish I could have gone wider on the dunk, but I only had to do the 200.
That's still good, I mean,
Yeah.
you have to work with it sometimes. So.
Yeah, I didn't have my other body, my other wide.
Yeah, like I was on the wide lens for that, but I was off to the side, so you can see, it's a
Yeah.
nice, like, side shot of him.
I got lucky that I moved over to do that. How many classes you taking this semester?
17 credit hours, I think.
What is that? 5? 4?
Yeah, 5 or 6, I think. Yeah, it's just.
Crazy ones.
Yeah, the worst of those, I have to learn 3 programming languages.
Which ones?
So, MATLAB for engineering, C for CS, and then Python, I think, for physics.
Okay.
So I think they're all based off C, so that should make it easier. But it's still like.
Did you do some of that in high school?
I took Ruby 1 year, a semester of Ruby, so I know how to do some stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I had nothing actually. When I was in college, I had to do that.
Yeah.
All along to me.
Are they 10 and 9 or 10 and 10 now?
10 and 9.
Thank you.
The referee's bark patch was a referee from Michigan who died from pancreatic cancer. So I was able to figure that one out.
Oh yeah, it was also because it was coaches
Yeah.
against cancer game.
Yeah. So I think that guy passed away recently.
Yep, I will be here. See you then.
I saw it.